Hi, this is Dave with DMA Real Estate, and welcome to our first episode of More Than Ann Arbor, and today we're in Ypsilanti, Michigan. The first thing we need to do when talking about Ypsilanti, Michigan is telling you or showing you how to pronounce it. Just take that Y and make it an I, and it's Ypsilanti. So that's the first thing we're going to do before we talk about Ypsilanti, Michigan, my favorite place in the state of Michigan. So why are we here talking about Ypsilanti? This place is very special to me. I'm going to give you a little background of my introduction to Ypsilanti. I went to Eastern Michigan University back in 1984, graduated in 1988, and that was my introduction to Ypsilanti. I loved Ypsilanti so much that when it came time to purchase my first home, I knew I wanted to be in Ypsilanti. I could have afforded Ann Arbor, I could have afforded some of these outlying areas, but my heart was in Ypsilanti. So a special thing for my viewers here is behind over my right shoulder is my first home that I purchased back in 1992. Full disclosure, I bought that home for $88,000, sold it in 1997 for $145,000. It's worth $300,000 at least today. In Ann Arbor, this house would be worth $500,000. Ypsilanti is not an alternative to Ann Arbor. Many people are coming here because of all the vibrant lifestyle, Eastern Michigan University, and those are the types of things that we're going to talk about today, why everybody wants to move to Ypsilanti, Michigan today. Hi. David Mueller with DMA Real Estate, and again, one of the top reasons why people are moving to Ypsilanti, Michigan is right here. This is Eastern Michigan University. It was founded in 1849 as a teaching college, so it was Michigan Normal College, one of only 4 teaching colleges in the whole United States, 3 of them being on the East Coast. It was granted full university status in 1959 and is now home to 15,000 active students that call this place home. I personally have my degree from Eastern Michigan University, could have gone to any college in the area, wanted to go to Eastern Michigan University because of the diverse background of the teachers and of also the students. Graduated in 1988. I also have 9 brothers and sisters that have degrees from Eastern Michigan University as well. So most people have only heard of University of Michigan, and being the fact that Ann Arbor borders Ypsilanti, that's what gets most of the communication and what people talk about is U of M. And U of M's a great school, but you know what? Eastern Michigan University is just as good of a school, and the great thing about Eastern Michigan University is you get the actual professors, not teaching assistants, and it's no longer viewed as a secondary choice to University of Michigan. Many top programs, one of the big programs is the entrepreneur program. The business school is highly ranked. And again, it's no longer seen as just a teaching school or an alternative to U of M. It's actually a lot of people's first choice. And one of the things that I would like to bring up also is that 2 of my eldest sisters, they were valedictorians of their classes, could have gone to any colleges in the country. They chose Eastern Michigan University. At that time, the forensics department, or what's called debate, was one of the top programs in the country, world renowned and country renowned, and they were many-time national champions. And again, this is not a university where people just come there because they couldn't get into U of M or some of these other schools. This is a lot of people's first choice. And I also want to make a confession is that when I came to buy the sweatshirt at the Eastern Michigan University bookstore, I couldn't get over how beautiful this campus is. When I came out here and graduated in 1988, it didn't look anything like this, but it's just absolutely beautiful campus. I've taken some time, strolled around. You gotta see the student center. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you gotta see the field house where they play basketball. And then I played baseball my freshman year at Eastern Michigan University, and all the fields are just absolutely spectacular. This campus is gorgeous, second to none. Hey, Dave with DMA Real Estate, and this is in front of one of my favorite places in the world. It's Depot Town, Ypsilanti. Depot Town started as the Ypsilanti Train Depot in 1838, and the Ypsilanti Train Depot connected Ypsilanti with Detroit to get all the goods and products from Detroit up to the Ypsilanti area. And then over the next 30 years, the Depot Town area grew. So all these buildings that you see in the background were all built between 1850 and 1880. So again, the architecture and the robust nature of the area is simply unmatched. And then we also have the Thompson Block building that was totally renovated in the past couple of years, and brand new interiors for residential and a great restaurant. But we've got Sidetrack right behind me, which is probably my favorite place to get a beer. Frog Island beer, which we're going to show you Frog Island in a little bit, named after Frog Island. We've got Aubrey's, where I learned how to play pool and rack them up. We got May's Southwestern Cuisine. But you know what? Even if you don't come to eat here, it's just a great place to walk around. If you're into antique cars or old cars, every Friday night, they bring their cars out and have a celebration of the automobile and party at Sidetrack and Aubrey's and May's. So even if you don't come and live in Ypsilanti, you gotta check out Depot Town. It is a destination site that you don't ever want to miss. And like I said, one of my favorite places in the world that I try to come to often. I took this particular location, which is the old train depot, to tell you about kind of a controversial subject about Ypsilanti, and that is the school systems and the education systems. It gets downplayed and downgraded a lot by a lot of different people, a lot of different realtors, etc. I don't share that same opinion. I don't necessarily share that same viewpoint. Ypsilanti is home to the #1 charter high school in the entire nation. Washtenaw Technical Middle College is the, again, #1 charter high school in the entire nation. We also have South Arbor Academy, which is one of the top #3 charter schools in the state of Michigan. So if you have a child that wants to learn, Ypsilanti has the places for your child to learn. We have great teachers, and again, may not get the same recognition as Ann Arbor and some of these other outlying areas, but if you've got a child that wants to learn, Ypsilanti's got teachers that will teach your child. Another reason why people are moving to Ypsilanti is the parks and the places that you can bring your dogs to walk, and the playgrounds. They are plentiful and abundant, and you can find one almost in every corner. Right here, we're at Frog Island Park, which is one of my favorite places in the world, again, because you have these panoramic views of the river, just absolutely beautiful greenery. We've got a park over here that you can play soccer, etc. The other thing I want to bring up is another reason why people are moving to Ypsilanti, Michigan, is there is a pride in the community that is unmatched. And one of the things that I know about is that I was listening to a video the other day about another realtor talking about Ypsilanti and saying that the schools and the housing were a thumbs down. And you know what? My visceral reaction was one of anger. Who's talking bad and talking stuff about my community? And that's a pride that you don't get in most places. People that live in Ypsilanti are proud of the place that they live in. The sense of ownership, the sense of community is unmatched. You will not find another community in the area. So if you want to be part of a community that you can call home, that has parks, schools, places, great places to eat, and diversity, Ypsilanti, Michigan is a place you should heavily consider. If you want to know the #1 reason why people are moving to Ypsilanti, Michigan, you're seeing it right here. Look at the housing behind me. I'm standing in the College Heights subdivision, which basically connects to Eastern Michigan University. Two subdivisions you'll hear a lot about are College Heights subdivision and Normal Park. These are older, charming homes that these houses behind me would probably be sold somewhere in the $350,000 to $400,000 range. You take these same houses, put them over in Ann Arbor, in Burns Park, or the Old West Side, these would be getting close to $700,000 to $800,000 for those exact same homes. Now, one thing we do need to talk about with housing is the difference between city taxes and township taxes. Here I'm sitting in the city of Ypsilanti, and the taxes are a little bit higher. So one of the things that I would do is reach out to me or your realtor and ask them about the difference between the taxes. But you will get basically twice as much house here in Ypsilanti as you will get in Ann Arbor. And I have to go back to this part about pride in the area. And again, I heard another realtor that slammed slammed Ypsilanti by saying thumbs down to the residential real estate. And I'm dumbfounded. I don't understand it. These are gorgeous houses. I would be proud to live in any one of them. And again, you put these over in Ann Arbor, they're going to be twice as much. I'm going to end with one thing. I've sold somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 houses in Ypsilanti. And I've had many people, doctors, residents coming in. They can't afford Ann Arbor, so they come out into Normal Park, College Heights, Washtenaw, Clubview subdivision. They buy their first house, and I always heard them say, hey Dave, this will be our first house, and when we get done with our fellowship, etc., we're going to move back to Ann Arbor. You want to know what happened most of the time? They bought a larger house in Ypsilanti because they loved the sense of community. They loved all the things that there were to do, and they knew they got a lot more house for the money. So if you're thinking about Ypsilanti, give us a holler. We know about real estate values. We know about the taxes. I personally have lived in Ypsilanti, and I believe that it's one of the best values in the state of Michigan. I am so passionate about Ypsilanti. Give us a call. We'll let you know all about it, and we'll let you know about other areas, but Ypsilanti is a prime area to live in. I've lived in it personally, and it is a great place to live and raise your family. Have a great day.